Really quick before the video starts, I just want to let you guys know about Wayne May's upcoming Book of Mormon Evidence Conference. If you haven't heard of Wayne May, his stuff is awesome. He's one of the most knowledgeable people I know about the Hopewell and Adena Mound-builder civilizations and how it correlates with the Book of Mormon, how their civilizations correlate with the Book of Mormon. So yeah, the conference is on June 20th and 21st of this year, 2025, in Spanish Fork, Utah. Yeah, he does these conferences every year around the same time. So if you're catching this video after the conference has been over, you can most likely bet that he'll be doing one the following year. So the way to get tickets is at his website, ldsarchaeology.com, and I hope to see you guys there.
All right, today we're going to Fort Hill, Ohio. This place is in Highland County, and it's probably about 12 miles away from Hillsboro. This is an ancient Hopewell fort, the Hopewell Mound-builders of North America. They were around from approximately the 500s BC to the 400s AD, starting in Florida and Iowa and ending in New York. So what you're looking at here is a survey drawing from the 1848 book called Ancient Monuments of the Mississippi Valley by Ephraim Squire and Edwin Davis. It was published in 1848. And if I'm not mistaken, it was the very first book published by the Smithsonian. This book is full of lots of survey drawings from the ruins of the Hopewell Mound-builder culture and also the Adena Mound-builder culture. And there may be some later Mississippian mound-builder culture in there as well. Now this fort, Fort Hill, still exists today, and you can go visit it in Ohio, which I did back in 2015. Now, if you look at it from Google Maps, here's what you see. Nothing. You just see a bunch of trees. But I promise you, it's still there. And if you look at a LiDAR image of it, this is what you see. You can still see the man-made embankments of dirt that surround the entire hilltop. So let's go check the place out. When you get there, the parking lot is up there at the north end, and you can either go to the right or to the left, the east or the west, and follow the trail all around the fort and come out the other side back at the parking lot. And when I first started out the trail, I met this old guy, I don't know, maybe 90, 91 years old. I believe his name was Russell, and he was the caretaker of the place. And me and him were the only people there on that rainy day. Of course, he didn't hike the trail with me, but he told me he's done it tons of times, even in snowy blizzards when you can't see your hand in front of your face. So when I was there, I went in on the east side, and it was pouring rain that day, but that was the only day that I had to go and visit this place. And so I put on my rain gear, got my umbrella, and took my camera and went and did it. Anyway, it's pretty thick with trees up there. And this spot right here is one of the less thick places. So I was able to pull out my camera, and it's hard to tell that I'm at the bottom of the embankment on the outside of the embankment, but I am. And if you look further in the back there, you can see the top of the ridge, but I am actually looking uphill, even though it's kind of hard to see. But it is pretty steep, and with as thick as the greenery is out here, I'm not kidding you, maybe about 20 minutes into the hike, I heard this loud stomping on branches and like a and because the spot that I was at was so thick with trees, I couldn't see what was around me. But I did notice, like, off in the distance, I saw something black just all of a sudden duck away from the green of the leaves in the distance. So I don't know if that was a black bear or Bigfoot or what. But that was pretty crazy, and I was already 20 minutes into the hike, so there's no point in turning around and going back. So I just stayed on the trail and kept going. Now right here, this is another spot where the trees got even less thick, so I pulled out my camera to film. And it's kind of hard to see, but if you look closely, you can see lots of stones along the side of the hill. Now they kind of blend in with the leaves and all the brush and stuff, but the side of the hill is covered in all these small stones, and those were stones that were at the top of the embankment that over the last couple thousand years have slid down the hill because of just the natural sloughing that happens over time. And you'll see that going all the way down the hill there, Just lots and lots of stones. Now what they've discovered about these Hopewell forts is that along the top of the embankments, all the way around the forts, they were surrounded with a palisaded wall made of logs. And I'm not sure if these stones were there to be used as reinforcement at the base of the wall, or if the stones were put there later after the palisade wall was burnt down or torn down. But that's what you'll find, is rocks sliding down from the top of the embankment. Now on the east side, the trail follows the outer side of the embankment until you get down to this southern point here, and then the trail makes a sharp turn and goes up over the embankment and into the fort, and then the trail continues to go along the inside of the embankment on the west side of the fort. So that's where we're going to go now, but notice how the embankment has all these little notches on it, and this goes all the way around the fort. These notches in the embankment look like this. See, you can see the embankment there, and you can see the notch that goes down, and it's kind of hard to tell just how big these embankments are. Now, in the book Ancient Monuments of the Mississippi Valley, Squire and Davis described them as being 6 to 10 feet tall, but that's been almost a couple hundred years ago. And so when I was there, at least the embankments that I saw looked more like 3 to 5 feet. So you can imagine just how high these embankments must have been a couple thousand years ago. Anyway, these dips, or these notches that you see in the embankment, these are common at a lot of Hopewell forts, and what's been discovered is that there are towers that used to stand where those dips in the embankment are. And the way that they discover these palisade log fences and towers is by what's called post molds. As the tops of the embankments are examined, they dig down and they're able to find rotted material or charcoaled material from each log. And so that is a way that we can know exactly where they placed the logs and where they placed their towers. So now I'm going to do a shot of the embankment, and I just want you to imagine these palisade log walls and towers along this embankment. Now it's kind of hard to see, but you notice at the base of one of those trees there, it's very sloped. And so that's where the ditch goes down from the inside of the fort and then goes back up to the embankment. And that's where they got the dirt from, is by digging these ditches and then throwing up the embankments. And there's the dip where the tower stood. And then we're just going to follow this embankment as far as I can see through the trees. But yeah, you can just imagine how big these places were and how well of a defense it would have been to protect your people against your enemies. And these are the exact type of forts described in the Book of Mormon, which is about a group of Israelites who left ancient Jerusalem back around 600 BC and arrived in ancient America around about 590 BC. And this group lasted from about the 500s BC to the 400s AD, ending in New York. And that also happens to be the archaeological timeline for the Hopewell Mound-builders. And when hiking around the fort, you'll see a lot of little small mounds like this. Now, I'm not sure if these are actual single burial mounds, or if these are just mounds that kind of get popped up out of the dirt when a dead tree finally falls over, or they could be little individual burial mounds. I don't know. Or a combination of both. But nevertheless, Fort Hill is a really cool place to go and explore if you've got the time to do it. Like I said, it was pouring rain that day, so I didn't stick around to explore as much as I would have liked to, but I was glad to at least go there, hike around it, and get some cool footage. And depending on the time of year you go there as well, will determine how much leaves or how little leaves are in the way to block your view. I was there in, I think it was September of 2015, and so there's still quite a bit of leaves. But regardless of the time of year you're out there, if you're out there, go check out Fort Hill.
Just a reminder, if you're interested in going to Wayne May's Book of Mormon Evidence Conference, it's June 20th and 21st of this year, 2025, and you can get tickets at ldsarchaeology.com. And if you miss the date, he does them every year, so you'll most likely be able to attend the next summer.